Right now I'm standing in a very unique place in the United States. It's the only place where the four corners of four different states come together. This is interesting because the people behind me are standing positionally in four different places at the same time. Right now I'm standing in the state of New Mexico, but when I move across this line, I'm now in the state of Colorado. But I don't feel any differently. This is very important, and we can use this in our spiritual experience. Because a lot of times we feel, therefore we believe it is. But our belief shouldn't be in our feelings. For us to advance and grow in our spiritual life, we need to get past our feelings. We see in the book of Romans that Christ is our righteousness, and this makes us acceptable to God. But Paul goes on in the book of Ephesians, chapter 2, verse 6, where it says that Christ has seated us together with him in the heavenlies. This is a fact in the universe that we as believers are seated with him in the heavenlies. So, positionally, I might change, just as I've changed my position in the universe as being seated with Christ. Even though I don't feel like I'm seated with Christ a lot of times. Satan uses this to distract us from the fact. But the more we speak this to Satan, the more that we are brought into the reality of this experience. We can see in Revelation 12:10 and 11 that Satan is constantly accusing the brethren. So how do we fight this? We fight this with three ways. In the next verse, in verse 11, we see, by the blood of the Lamb, by the word of our testimony, and we love not our soul life, even unto death. So in our experience, as Satan is constantly accusing us and trying to distract us from the reality of where we really are in the universe, we just take the blood. This is the righteousness. And then we speak to Satan and we say that I have Christ's life and I am seated with him in the heavenlies. When we do this, this is the word of our testimony. And this defeats Satan and proclaims the victory that Christ has already done on the cross. In fact, we as believers are carrying out the judgment of Christ on the cross. This is how we deal with Satan positionally in the universe, regardless of our feeling.